Hello, everybody. Welcome to Daily Reflections with Chris. My name's Chris, and today I'm coming from the Hispanic State Assembly, the 60th one, here in Dallas, Texas. And I've been thinking about, now that I've done daily reflections for a whole year, I've been thinking, what else can we read? What else can we reflect on? What else can we talk about, right? Just to change it up a little bit as we grow in our walk, in our recovery walk, right? So I saw this book that I've kind of had my eye on, and it's called, right there, Cita, Cita Diaria con el Grapevine. Now this is in Spanish, and I'm pretty sure it's in English too. The Grapevine is what they call a meeting in print. It's a magazine that people write their experiences to. They'll send jokes, pictures of the group, pictures of sunsets, or anything that they want to share, and they make it into a magazine, and then they, send out subscriptions every 2 months. Every 2 months you get a magazine if you subscribe. So it's really personal. It's really like one-on-one. It's from me to you, maybe, or somebody in California to somebody in Florida. So it's really neat. It's almost like writing letters. Well, they came up with this book. It's like their version of the Daily Reflections, and it contains entries from grapevine issues. So today is May 27th, and I'm going to try this for a little bit and see how it goes, and if it doesn't work, then we'll go back. But I want to try this just to kind of change it up a little bit and maybe give us new topics to talk about. So I'm going to try to translate it I'm going to translate it as I read it, okay? Because this one's in Spanish. And today is May the 27th, and the entry is called A New Form of Living. And it says, Chicago, Illinois, July of 1946. So this was on a Grapevine issue from 1946. And it says, as a result of the 12 steps, AA does not offer a theory or a hypothesis or a religious hope. And also, thanks be to God, dreams or empty illusions. It gives us a historically registered of more than 25,000 and now more than 2 million alcoholics who have reached sobriety. I'm so grateful for this program. And this is an entry that one alcoholic it put for another alcoholic like me to read on this day, and to be reminded that this program is, or has shown me, a new way of living. A completely, entirely new way of living from when I got here. I mean, I got here hopeless. I said, you know what? I'm alcoholic. I'm going to die an alcoholic death. And I threw my hands up to surrender to alcoholism as a form of living forever. I mean, I totally gave up on everything, on my dreams, on things that I wanted, on my hopes, on my career goals. I gave up on everything because somewhere deep inside of me, I was like, man, I can't seem to get anywhere. I can't seem to do anything. And I didn't know that I had alcoholism. So when I came into Alcoholics Anonymous, and as some of you know, I didn't come here because I came here because I was asked to by the judge. He sent me to Alcoholics Anonymous, two meetings a week, and before you know it, from coming to 2 meetings a week, once the fog started to clear, because I was still drinking in between meetings, but while there was a meeting, I wouldn't drink before the meeting, and then sometimes I wouldn't even drink after the meeting. So for 2 days out of the week, I lived like without drinking, and the fog started to lift, and I said, I I started to listen to what they were saying. I was like, man, I want that. I want what they had. And at first, it was materialistic. It's like, oh, yeah, they were talking about, I got the truck, I got the job, I got the wife, la, la, la. I was like, ooh, I want all that. That's what I really want. So at that point, I was willing to do whatever they asked me to do. Anything. Because that's what I wanted. That's what I thought that I wanted. And after doing the work, the steps, they call them, I realized that what I really want is peace and joy and love and happiness and purpose, a life worth living. That's what I want. And they said, and you can have all that, Chris, but you gotta, they said, everything that you do, that you did out there drinking, you're gonna do opposite here. And I was like, okay, yeah, let's do it. But when it came down to it, and they said, no, Chris, no. Don't drink before meetings. Don't drink after the meetings. Don't drink in between meetings. I was like, okay, I can do that. Anybody can stay sober for a day. Man, yeah. 30 days in, guess who was going crazy? This guy right here. I was going crazy. Because even though I had heard them say that alcoholism centers in the mind, I still didn't know what they were talking about. So about 30 days into me quitting, not drinking, I started to realize my mind was driving me crazy. And I said, what do I do? And they said, my sponsor said, pray about it. I was like, pray about it? What? No. Pray about it. Like, wait. Pray about it? You know, I didn't know what this program was about. So I come in and they tell me, pray about it. I'm like, whoa, where did that come from? What does that have to do with anything? Turns out I hadn't been really listening. When they were saying, oh, this is not a religious program, this is a spiritual program, I was like, okay. But I had no clue what that really meant. And it was through those desperate times that I was willing to do whatever it took, that I learned how to do things differently, that I learned how to do things opposite, that I learned how to not drink one day at a time, sometimes 1 hour at a time, sometimes 1 minute at a time, right? So this design for living, or this new way of living, was different. And I liked it. I liked that it was different. I liked that I got into a program that was giving me hope, that was giving me tools, that was giving me a life that I had only dreamed of. You know, as a kid, I had these big dreams, and then life started to crush them, and alcoholism totally had me believing that I wasn't worth it, that though I would never do that, that love is not for me, they used to tell me. And I would be like, well, why not? Why can't I be loved? And so I grew up thinking that I would never be loved, or that I couldn't love, or that love was not for me. And that was all that I wanted, was to be loved. So I come into Alcoholics Anonymous because of my actions, right? My behavior got me into Alcoholics Anonymous. But that's where I learned about my alcoholism. That's where I learned about my prejudice against religion and anything of God. That's where I learned about these 12 steps called the solution that helped me to get where I am today. And those dreams that I came in with, that I would dream at bars, I would go to bars and dream about them, I reached them. I reached those things. And now I'm surpassing that. Like, the life that I have today is greater than anything that I could have ever imagined. If you would have told me 20 years ago that this is where I would be 20 years from then, like in 2023, on May 27th, I was going to be in Dallas, Texas at a Hispanic convention, state convention of AA, I would be like, that's crazy. There's no way. And if you would have told me that I was going to like it and that I was going to have fun and that I was going to enjoy the opportunity, I would have really called BS on you, right? Because nobody I ever heard wanted that or had been through that. So I came in here and I met the people that had wanted it, and I met the people who had been through it, and those people shared with me that it was for me too, and I became hungry. I came hungry. Did I always stay the course? No, because the work had to be done. I had to do the work. I had to take responsibility for my actions. I had to make the decision if I wanted to stay the same or be different. Nobody could have made that decision for me. Nobody. They say no human power could ever leave my alcoholism. That centers in my mind. And people try to convince me of many things as a kid. And some they did. Some were very powerful. Like I have had some really run-ins with people who just know how to convince me to do certain things. Some good things and some really bad things. And coming into Alcoholics Anonymous, they gave me not just people who had been through there, who share their experience, but they gave me the tools to be the person that I wanted to be, to reach those dreams that I want to reach, to when I get there, I don't mess it up. You know, that I could be a worker amongst workers, a partner in a partnership, that I could be a family member again, that I could be a member of society who's not causing chaos, or that they don't have to call the cops on me, or that I'm not getting drunk all the time. I mean, I became somebody who I really, really enjoy being, who I love today. I love being Chris. And not only do I love myself as a person, I love the life that I live. I have a really good life today. And where did I get that? In recovery. Through recovery. In recovery, they taught me that I can be whoever I want to be, and that I could create the life that I want to create. And I've been able to do that. First things first, I don't pick up a drink. Second, I pray. I have built a relationship with a higher power, who I choose to call God today. And they didn't make me do that. That was just as a result of working the 12 steps. That can help me in all my situations when I seek Him, and that gives me the opportunity to use my gifts as a translator, as an interpreter, to help the next suffering alcoholic, right? Which is the goal for me. And the 12 steps, as a result of these steps, we try to carry this message to alcoholics and to practice these principles in all our affairs. Well, here I am. I'm doing 12-step work because I want to, right? This is a new way of life for me, and I am so grateful, right? Maybe you don't want what I have. Maybe you don't want to be spending your Memorial Day weekend at a state Hispanic convention. I don't know if that I wanted it either 20 years ago, but today I enjoy it. This program has given me life. If maybe recovery, maybe 12-step program is not for you. Get somewhere, find your tribe, go to church, go to Zen Center, find your people. Find your solution that's going to give you the life that you want, the recovery that you're hoping for from whatever it is. Maybe it's not alcoholism. Maybe you have resentments. Maybe you have unforgiveness. Maybe you have hopelessness, right? Find your tribe. If you don't find nobody, go to Alcoholics Anonymous. If you drink like I do, go to Alcoholics Anonymous. That's my suggestion. Find a meeting. Just check it out. Maybe you're not alcoholic. Nobody can tell you you're alcoholic. Only you can decide that, right? And nobody can tell you have problems. Only you can decide that. This journey of life is personal. And guess what? When I realized that I only had one life to live, I took it even more personal. I took control. I said, you know what? This is my life. I only got one, and I don't want to be mediocre. I want to live it to the fullest. And Alcoholics Anonymous has taught me how. It continues to teach me how. Because of the people that come to these things, they teach me how. They open my mind to new ideas. They open my life to new opportunities. They invite me to go places I've never been. It started inside with the steps, but now it's outside. Let's go. Let's do this. Let's carry our brother or sister to hope. Let's carry our brother or sister to a life worth living. Let's go, let's go, let's go. And they do it with passion here. And not just in this commission, there's many around the world right now of people just like us that have this new way of living that want to share it with somebody. Folks, if you get anything out of this, if you get anything out of this video, I pray that you will find hope, that you will get to a point where you're so desperate that you're willing to do whatever it takes to live a better life. I'm not talking suicide. I'm not talking about checking out. I'm talking about going to a place where they're going to show you how to pull yourself. They're going to help pull you out of a pit of desperation, and that they will bring you to greater things, right? We cannot do it alone. I thought I could. I did do it alone for a long time, and I was miserable. Today, I let people help me. Today, I let people guide me. Today, they tell me, pray, I pray. They say me, write it down, I write it down. And I've been in this program for a long time. I pay my bills, right? I pay my bills. I show up to work. I have a car today. I pay my insurance. But I still need people in my life. I don't want to live mediocre, and I hope you don't too. And if you're stuck somewhere, get unstuck. If you need help, find your tribe. If you need somebody to talk to, DM me. I'm here. Just let somebody help you. I'm glad I did. I'm glad that, yeah, probation brought me here, but they didn't keep me here. What kept me here was the hope and the love that I found in this program. The desire to stay sober one day at a time. The desire to not have to snort some cocaine or smoke some marijuana to change the way I feel. That I found it in this program. A new way of living. And I am so very grateful. Count me in the 2 billion, in the 2 billion, 4 billion now probably. Count me in that number. Count me in. I'm in. I'm one of those. Anybody can be one of those at any time. So I pray that you will find your tribe wherever you go. Try different things. If you don't like it, try something else. Don't give up. Don't give up on yourself. Don't give up on your dreams. Don't give up on your illusions, on what your life, what you want your life to be. God's got you. He gave you that. My higher power gave me that. He gave me those dreams. He gave me those desires to be the man that I am today, that I get to be, and that I get to fine tune for tomorrow or for the next day. I don't know, for the next minute. I'm so very grateful to have found recovery in these 12 steps of alcoholism. I pray you will too. People, friends, alcoholics, non-alcoholics, friends of alcoholics. If you think that this video will bless somebody, can you please share it with them? You can share it privately by copying the link if you don't want to take a chance of sharing this publicly. But you can share it privately by copying the link. My name is Chris. My home group is called Cita Diaria in Dripping Springs, Texas. And anybody's welcome there at any time. Look us up. You might have to... I don't have a web page or nothing like that. But I am in Alcohólicos Anónimos, Austin, Texas. You can look at my address and my meeting schedule. We're there on Sundays from 12 to 2, and on Mondays from 7 to 9. It's 28900 Ranch Road 12, Dripping Springs, Texas. We're in the annex in the back. You'll see our little logo. Come on in, say hello, and stay for some coffee and some cake. All right, folks, I appreciate your time and hope you have a wonderful, wonderful rest of your Memorial Day weekend, and we'll talk to you soon. Bye.